Welcome to Breaking New Ground. I'm Shandukanina Sengani, standing in for Eric Mieni. 52 years ago, 20,000 South African women marched to the union buildings in defiance of the past laws to voice out their grievances to the then government. Today, the rights of women are enshrined in our constitution, and their presence is felt in all areas of our lives, as they are in housing. In fact, the Department of Housing spends about 30% of its budget of about 12 billion rand with women contractors. Inspired by the Women's March of 1952, the Department of Housing launched an annual Women's Build, where volunteers help build houses for the women who are in need of housing. Women's builds have happened in the Western Cape, Limpopo and Gauteng. This year, 52 homes will be built right here in Kimberley as part of the build-up to the National Women in Housing Indaba. As you know, owning a home is a very significant thing. It provides you with security and comfort and a base from which to improve your life. Let's meet two inhabitants of Kimberley who have been living in dire conditions on the outskirts of the city.
China Square is a unique project of Northern Cape Housing geared to eradicate informal settlements. The beneficiaries here include senior citizens, women-headed households, and women caring for orphans and those with disabilities. These people have rights to their land, but live in informal structures on that land.
Dumelang, ke nna Steven Moganedi ke dula mo China Square. Wane tulo re krile ntse yana. Bo ntate mogolo ba rona le bone ba e tlogetse ntse ela yana. Bothata jo re bo tshwere mo China Square. Ke bothata ja gore ha dipula di na, metsi a tsena mo dishenting tsa rona. Metsi a tlala mo strateng. Ka nako tse dintsi itlhela le gore le bana ba rona ba tshwere ke dihuba go tlhela ba tshemeketse metsi a tlhela ntse le gore a dampa mo strateng. O ke dikeledi mosadi wa ka sa le ke monyala ka 2003 go itlhela jaanong.
Re dula mo Shenting ke 3 room ke kamore tse pedi le kitchen. Ke na le bana ba babedi plus ngwana ha suaka. Re monna ka ana bereka Control College no ena ga tlhole gape a bereka o mo gae since a le disability. So fa no ena re phela ka grant ya bana ba itu 420. Ha re tsole go reka dilo re di tsenga mo teng because of di tlo go senyega. A bona di tlo go sengwa ke mo metsi a pula a bona. Retse Councillor rona o buditse meeting a ba re bolelela so fa ka re ya meeting a ba re bolela go retle ka di ID di birth certificate di lotsa bana tsotlhe di particulars tsotlhe then re be kra information gona le office ka a Santa Center re be re ya teng re ya go tlatsa di form di subsidy di be di approve and then ka ba go tsumula go aga ne ke kutla ke thabile le go tla ka matlo plus most of us are really happy. So far, I can ke le motlotlo ke tlo go ke rantlo le na ke gone go na le seriti ja ka batho ba bang ke tlo ke tswe mo Shenting ke tsene mo tlo.
Ek is Sophie Matomo. Ek bly hier van 93 af. Ek bly met 6 kleinkinders. Met my babydogter, ons is 8 in die huis. Nou die huis Shentie waar ek kan bly as 'n voorhuisietjie en 'n klein kombuisietjie waar ons aan kook en 'n een kamer wat ek gedeel het met gordyne. Dit is nie so sien mekaar nie. Al wat my probleme is net dat ek altyd so koud kry die winter inkom. Somer brand ek nou weer uit. En dit is nie lekker nie. As die kindertjies word nou groot en dit is nie lekker om as hulle kom groot word, hulle nou kyk hoe bly jy daar, hoe trek jy uit en al die dinge nie. Dis wat my probleemings is. En toe ons hierdie dinge hoor, dat ons huise kom gebou is, ons baie bly gewees. Ek sal baie bly wees die dag, as hulle nou weer na my toe kom en vir my die sleutels kom gee, en sê, daar is jou huis. Ek sal omtrent bly wees tot bo in die hemel in.
These women are about to have their lives changed forever by people they've never met. When we come back, we'll meet some of the contributors who have given their time and money to make this possible.
One of the aims of the build is to raise awareness about the construction sector and especially to focus on women's role in this industry as outlined in the Construction Charter. We spoke to 2 dedicated women who have made inroads in this male-dominated industry.
I've started 1999 to be a woman contractor under Ikaching Woman Building Construction. That I belong. So 1999 I've started to build 50.9 square meter, 20 houses, and I've built in the fill-in areas and the other projects 44.88 square meter. At Solile Khodi, I've built 39 square meter year 2006. I do got that experience to work on the women's construction because we women, we are the only people who are suffering at home because a man is always out, but women and kids, they always at home. Now that's why I've tried to start to be a contractor because there was a lot of houses who've been cracked and others like that, and then I feel if I can be on the areas or on the field, I can go do something better than that because I'm a woman. I know what is the difficulties and the problems.
And it is perhaps this very insight and commitment that has made this project the success that it is.
My name is Bonnie Lutango. I'm a woman in construction. The reason I get into construction, I wanted to know how does a house been built ready when I live in it. So I joined construction. And I'm not into construction for money. I'm into construction to learn more about construction. And I enjoy a lot about what I'm doing. The work I built Eco Village in Moshweshwe Street. It's a double-story flat which we built for the support center, housing support center. And I built a lot of infill areas within the Khalishiwe area. And in Verdam, there's the same type of houses as we are building here. The challenges I'm getting is the male-dominated construction industry a lot. When you are a woman coming into construction, they just want to see do you know what they are doing. And when you use the terms of construction, just no, where do you come from, who are you, what you are doing. They say, no, can you take the truffle and build? And then I get on the scaffold, I build, and then they become surprised to see that a woman can do this. And they wanted to know, most of the guys feel challenged as women. Why do we go into the construction? Because we're gonna take their job. We have to be in the houses. And for me, it's not, I don't like to sit at home. I like to work. And being on site, it's much more challenging. It's much more learning. And what I like most about construction, I learn a lot. Every day, there's something new that comes up. We are 22 women on site, and we are showing ourselves that the abilities that we are having to interact together to learn what the other women have experienced on the other sides. And we teach one another how to do the things which we didn't know. Like, for instance, the other woman just teach me how to make an apron of a house, which I didn't know, because there were houses which were supposed to put aprons on. And I thought about the apron of that we cook in the kitchen, but no, they showed me the apron is something which you put right around the house to make the house beautiful. There's nothing that can break us right now. We want to move forward.
The contractors are not alone. Many volunteers from various government departments, NGOs, and private companies have taken part in this operation to build 52 homes. Totally committed to this project is Jessie Chakane, the provincial chairperson of SAWIC, South African Women in Construction. What is the Women's Build about?
The Women's Build is to empower women who are in the construction industry. We actually housing 52 women. They are women, mothers and grandmothers. So that's why we label it as a Women's Build.
Who is SAWIC?
SAWIC is an association with Excellent. We actually are networking globally, and we are enhancing all women who are in the construction industry. We are Section 21 company. It's only the members that are running the profitable business enterprises.
What is SAWIC's contribution to this project?
SAWIC's contribution, we are sponsoring as well as SAWIC. We furnish the 52 houses to give all the beneficiaries the furnitures inside. And as well, we have been participating on hands to see to it that project should be of a success. We have been in a position that we told ourselves that we want to see this project being of a success. That's why we put more efforts. We didn't sleep. We actually worked 24 hours. So everything went well, actually, according to our plan.
This is a huge project. Tell us how the volunteers got involved.
Our aim as well is to empower them because most of them are women and they are youth as well. So the idea, it wasn't just to fast track on the project, but it's for them as well to learn with transferring skills. So their contribution as volunteers, it also assists us to make the project to run fast. So their contribution towards this project, it was very important.
Now that this project is almost done, how does SAWIC feel in a sense of your involvement?
As SAWIC, we feel very honored and privileged to be given the opportunity to prove ourselves as women.
Mida, tell us about yourself.
I'm Mita Lau. I'm 26 years old. I'm living in China Square Shanties. I've been unemployed since 2004. I've completed my matric in 2002, but unfortunately I didn't make it because I didn't write all of my subjects. I've come to this place to come and volunteer because to help out other people to learn more about the building skills, the contractor skills, to get more information on how to lay a brick, what are the brick force and all those things used for.
What has the experience been like and what have you learned?
I've learned a lot. The guys who helped me, they were actually very good at helping me out. They were teaching me as they go on. The measurement between the two bricks, it's a 10 millimeter, and every third layer you put in the brick force, and you have to make sure that the foundation is dry before you can build on the bricks, otherwise it will crack.
What does it mean to you, the fact that you've actually built a house that other people are going to be housed in?
It's an honor. It's a privilege to me because the sites that I was working on, it's older people. They are like grandparents to me. So I feel honorable because I didn't get the chance to see my grandparents. I grew up without them.
Can you build a house by yourself now?
I can try. I am definitely up for the challenge.
One of the unique qualities of this project was the close proximity of the contractor and the beneficiary, and the relationship that developed as the building progressed.
Oma Sophie, soos ek nou die huis hier so gebou het, die huis wat ek hier gebou het is 43.7 square meter, ne? Is 'n groot vertrek, is 'n kombuis en 'n sitkamer aan een wat ons gemaak het. Dan het ek 'n slaapkamer, die slaapkamer voor slaapkamer is groter as die agterste slaapkamer. Dan het ek 'n toilet binnekant ingesit. Een toilet wat gaan flush. En in die toilet en ons sal vir tap, daar gaan die zink is wat die handen was wat ons gaan kom aansit. En op die vloer ook, kan deeltje ook kom aansit op die vloer. En bij die hoofdslaapkamer gaan ons ingebouwde kasten ook daar aansit. En hoe voel oma daarmee om?
Ik voel baie blij wat je gaat doen aan mij. Reg van samen met die gouvernementen wat je aan mij gaat doen, dat ik ze baie vrede daarvan. Nou zal ik ook zo aan mij slap. Ja, ik is baie blij daarvoor.
En ik is blij om te die eer te hebben om te voor oma Sophie de huis te bouwen, voor die waar het nogal een groot mens is. En ik is geëerd daarmee dat het ik is wat een vrouw is wat die huis aan and for Mama
Ja,
Kombo.
ek is baie bly vir dat wat jy aan my
Ja.
gedoen het.
It was congratulations all round to contractors, beneficiaries, volunteers and NGOs as the first 52 houses neared completion. It is only the first stage in the larger project which aims to build 1,300 houses for this community. Emotions ran high as ribbons were cut, keys handed over, and the beneficiaries stepped into their new homes.
This scene will play itself over 52 times. For the volunteers, it's truly an inspiring experience. For the people who will be occupying these homes, it's even a greater blessing whose benefits will last a lifetime. When we come back, we look at the women in housing in Indaba and we talk to the MEC of the Northern Cape. The Department of Housing spends nearly 4 billion rand a year with women contractors, which goes to say women build a third of government homes in this country. The annual Women in Housing in Indaba aims to empower women who are involved in housing construction. We talked to MEC Frederick van Wyk, whose province hosts the Indaba this year.
The objective of the Indaba is to consider all areas and aspects that promote and support the advancement of women in the industry. It brings together stakeholders from every level in the industry to raise issues, find solutions, and to note the progress and successes that have been made in the sector.
MEC, welcome to Breaking Your Ground.
Thank you very much, Endo. It's an honor to be with you.
Thank you very much. What are the aims of the conference this year?
Yeah, the conference is the first national housing in Indaba for women in housing construction. The main aim is to facilitate the empowerment of women in housing construction so that they can play a more meaningful role, especially in the construction of government housing.
How big a contribution do women make in the industry in general and in the Northern Cape in particular?
I can't speak for the country as a whole, but what I can say is that the minister has set this target of 30% participation of women in housing construction for the country as a whole. But in the Northern Cape, we are still far behind that target. We are currently at less than 5% of participation of women in housing. But with this specific program, we have trained about 22 women contractors in the Solplaatjie municipal area of our province. And so those women will play a more meaningful role in housing in future. We want to extend the same program to other districts in our province, and we have 5 districts in our province, so that we can empower more women to meaningfully participate in housing in our province.
What are the challenges women face in the industry?
You know, I think one of the things historically, women didn't participate as contractors, but even in the broader housing value chain, housing delivery value chain, and there will always be resistance from the industry, let me therefore say from men, about the participation of women in housing. While the environment in which women need to operate, it's also different than that from men. For instance, you know that a woman is different from a man. There's children, there's family, and that kind of thing. Those are some of the challenges. Sometimes I think the access to resources is also a problem, especially when it comes to finances. It's also a man-dominated world. So that the industry should become more, let me not say gender-friendly in general, but also woman-friendly in general. It will also be important that women should get together and not try to fight for a space in the housing industry on their own. But they should come together and form structures like companies and so on, that they should in that way empower themselves as groups to ensure that they play a more meaningful role in housing.
The Indaba has thrown a spotlight on the Northern Cape. How are we doing in terms of housing delivery?
The Northern Cape is the largest province in size, but there's the smallest population. Say we have about 2% of the population of our country. It therefore means that in terms of the allocation, for provincial government, both in terms of equitable share, we get the smallest portion, but also in terms of the conditional grant for housing, we get the smallest portion allocation for housing of all provinces. But we are one of those provinces, when it comes to spending our housing budget, we are one of the best performers because we do spend our allocation. There are challenges with regard to the issues of quality. We have made a lot of improvement over the past years with regard to project management, but also quality control like building inspectors and things like that. Because we want to deliver good quality houses. You know, our province don't have universities and institutions like that. So the issue of skills, recruitment and skills retention is also a major challenge, which does negatively impact on our capacity.
The Indaba is happening in the Northern Cape this year. How will it impact on housing delivery and the women in the industry?
Well, it's a great honor for us to host the first Women's Indaba in the country, the Northern Cape province. I also think this event will give the basis for improved empowerment of women to meaningful participate in housing delivery in the province. You know, I believe that women can become very important participants especially in the construction industry, because in the end it's women who live in those houses. It's women who, a house is not only about just a building, it's about the creation of a home. So it's the place where family have to live. And you know, women is the main family builders in each and every community and society in the world. And you know, if you want to build a nation, you need to build families. If you have strong family life, when we are talking about breaking new ground in housing, it's precisely what we are talking about. We are talking about integrated, sustainable human settlements, where settlements doesn't become a block of RDP houses, where it becomes a community, where settlements contribute to family life and nation building. And I think the Northern Cape will benefit from that.
MEC, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
The success achieved in this project in China Square is perhaps symbolic of the work that needed to be done within the Northern Cape province. The next phase will deliver 500 houses in Obox, Colesberg, and the installment of bulk and internal services in Larato Park, Kimberley.
Tonight, 52 families will sleep in their own homes for the very first time. On their behalf, I would like to express my thanks to everyone who has been a part of it, and to many, many people out there who are working to make the dreams of others come true. This has been Breaking New Ground. Thanks for watching.
Please remember to send us photographs of the improvements you've made to your government house, and you could win 10,000 Rand in additional materials. Send your pictures to P.O. Box 31201, Bramfontein 2017, or email it to bng@housing.gov.za.
Upgrade your policy with My Home from ABSA. SMS your full name to 32916 to apply. Let's break new ground together.